They never said you're special, but everything they do whispers it. It's in the way their tone changes when they talk to you, the way their eyes soften, as if your presence quietly rearranges something inside them. They don't confess it, they don't make it obvious, but it's there, in the little things that most people overlook. Some people don't say how they feel, they show it, not through big words or dramatic gestures, but through consistency, softness, and presence. They remember the small details. They check in when you go quiet. They protect your peace without asking for anything in return. You might not realize it, but you've already become someone who matters to them, deeply. And that kind of love doesn't scream. It hums beneath the surface, steady and sincere. So if you've ever wondered whether someone silently cares about you, whether you've touched their heart in ways they'll never say, this video will show you the truth. Here are 5 signs you hold a special place in their heart, even if they never say it out loud. Sign 1, their energy changes. When you're around, they act normal with everyone else, but somehow different with you. There's a softness in their presence, a warmth that only shows when you're around. Maybe they don't even realize it, but their entire energy shifts the moment you walk into the room. Their tone becomes calmer, their eyes linger a little longer, and their usual walls seem to fall away, as if something about you brings them peace. Psychologists call it emotional attunement, a silent synchronization that happens when 2 people share a deep, unspoken connection. When someone truly cares, their body language begins to mirror yours without effort. If you smile, they smile too. When you're quiet, they grow quieter. When you're sad, they can sense it, even if you say nothing. It's not about attraction alone, it's about emotional safety. You make them feel seen, and that changes everything about how they show up. Think about it. Maybe they're usually distant, but with you, they open up. Or they're confident and playful around others. Yet when it's just the 2 of you, they turn softer, more intentional, more present. Those changes aren't random. They're instinctive. You've touched something within them that words can't quite explain. It's in the subtle pauses, the way they listen more closely, or how they unconsciously lean toward you when you speak. People can fake words, but they can't fake energy, and the way theirs bends toward yours says everything. You don't need them to confess it out loud, because when 2 hearts recognize each other, the truth is already there, quietly written in every look, every breath, and every moment. They can't seem to hide how different they feel around you. Sign 2. They remember small details that others forget. You mentioned something once, and they never forgot. It could have been a passing comment, a random story, or a tiny detail about your day. But somehow, weeks or months later, they bring it up again, effortlessly. They remember your favorite coffee order, the kind of weather that calms you, or that small thing you said when you were having a rough time. And when they do, it hits you. They were really listening. When someone values you deeply, their mind treats your words differently. Psychologists call it selective emotional memory, the brain's way of prioritizing what truly matters to the heart. Most people forget the noise of everyday conversations, but when it comes to someone special, the brain quietly flags every detail that carries emotional weight. It's not something they try to do. It happens naturally, because to them, you aren't just another voice. You're the voice that lingers. Think about it. You might mention your favorite song once, and later, they send it to you out of nowhere. Or you talk about a childhood dream, and they ask about it weeks later as if it never left their mind. These small gestures reveal something powerful, their emotional investment. They're not just hearing your words, they're holding on to pieces of you. That's what real affection looks like. Not grand declarations, but quiet remembering. Because to remember is to care, and when someone remembers the small things, it means they're carrying you somewhere deeper. Not just in thought, but in heart. In a world full of distractions, the person who remembers your details is the one who truly sees you. To remember the small things is to hold someone close, even when they're far. Sign 3, they check on you without needing a reason. They don't just text you when they need something. They text to see if you're okay. There's no agenda, no hidden reason, no favor to ask. Just a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" Or, "You seem quiet today? Everything all right?" It may look small, but in a world where most people only reach out when it benefits them, that kind of message means something deeper. Psychologists call this the caretaking instinct, an emotional response that activates when someone feels a genuine bond with you. It's not about obligation or habit. It's a quiet drive to ensure that you're safe, grounded, and emotionally okay. When someone truly cares, your well-being becomes part of their internal world. Even when they're busy, they think of you. Even when you haven't spoken in a while, something reminds them, and they reach out. Think about it. You didn't post anything unusual, but they somehow noticed you were a little distant. Or maybe they called just to check if you've eaten or to remind you to rest. It's not dramatic or showy. It's subtle, genuine, and deeply human. These moments reveal an emotional connection that doesn't need validation or attention. It simply exists. This kind of care often hides in quiet consistency, in those who keep showing up without needing a reason. They don't announce their concern, they simply act on it. Because love, in its purest form, isn't always loud or visible. Sometimes it's a soft presence that reaches out when you least expect it, reminding you that you're not alone in this world. Love doesn't always show up loudly. Sometimes it just checks in quietly. Sign 4. They share their vulnerable side with you. They don't open up easily, but somehow they do with you. The walls they've built for years, the ones no one else has ever gotten through, start to soften in your presence. They begin to share things they've kept hidden, the fears that still haunt them, the regrets they don't talk about, or the dreams that feel too fragile to say out loud. It's not because they suddenly decided to trust someone. It's because something about you feels safe. Psychologically, this is what emotional intimacy looks like. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the highest form of trust. When someone feels emotionally secure with you, their brain naturally lowers its defenses. They no longer need to filter their words or hide their flaws. They can simply be without fear of judgment. And that's rare. Because in today's world, most people wear masks, terrified of being misunderstood. So when they let you see what's behind theirs, that's not random. That's connection. You'll notice it in small moments. Maybe they tell you about a painful childhood memory, or admit they're scared of failing, even though they look confident on the outside. You might even see their voice tremble slightly as they talk, revealing emotion they didn't plan to show. But with you, they don't feel the need to pretend. And this is where real closeness begins. Not in laughter, not in shared interests, but in quiet honesty. When someone shows you the parts of themselves they usually hide, it's because their heart has already decided it can trust you. When someone shows you their soft side, it means their heart already trusts you. Sign 5. Their absence feels different. For both of you, you notice their silence, and so do they. It's not something you plan to feel. It just happens. The day feels a little quieter when they're not around. The usual texts don't come, and you catch yourself wondering what they're doing, even though you know they're probably fine. It's not loneliness exactly. It's a soft ache, the kind that comes when someone's energy has become a quiet part of your daily rhythm. What's fascinating is that this feeling is often mutual. Psychology calls it emotional resonance, a subtle synchronization between two people who formed an attachment. When you connect deeply with someone, your emotional states begin to align. Their laughter lifts you, their silence weighs on you, and even their absence creates a kind of echo in your mind. It's not dependency, it's recognition. Your nervous systems, in a way, have learned each other's presence. You can tell when it happens. They may not say much, but they notice too. After a few days of distance, they reach out. "Hey, been busy, but was thinking about you." And just like that, the quiet space between you feels full again. That one message, simple, almost casual, carries more meaning than they'll ever admit. Because missing someone doesn't always mean constant contact. Sometimes it's the awareness of their absence that says everything. This is how emotional bonds reveal themselves. Not through grand gestures or confessions, but through the unspoken awareness that life feels just a little less alive when the other person isn't there. Connection isn't measured by presence, but by the quiet space they leave behind. Sometimes the people who never say I love you are the ones who mean it the most. Love doesn't always need to be declared. Sometimes it just needs to be noticed. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who reminds you of this kind of quiet love. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that understand hearts, not just minds.